Good evening. This is James Stewart here with you again. And just as I promised you, each week I'm going to introduce you to another free digital resource, a database, a digital library that you can use for audio and visual history, whether you're trying to research film, radio, or television. And I decided to start you off tonight with one of the best and one of the finest on the internet. This is Media History Digital Library at mediahistoryproject.org. And this is a digital collaboration between the Library of Congress and the University of Wisconsin. Um, Media History Digital Library is a website that digitizes collections of classic media periodicals that belong in the public domain. Most of these materials were published before 1964 and their copyrights were not renewed. We have radio, television, and film magazines, technical magazines, and even instructional technology magazines. And this project was devised by David Pierce, who is a former curator for the Film and Television Office of the British Film Institute, and also by Eric Hoyt, who is an assistant professor of media and cultural studies in the Department of Communication Arts at the University of Wisconsin at Madison. So if you're here with me at mediahistoryproject.org, I'm going to show you how easy it is to use this resource and also how addictive it can be as well. So there's a simple search interface at the top right, and their search interface for this website is a wonderful tool called Lantern. So I could start a search now, but I'll just go ahead and click on the logo and go to Lantern. And it usually opens in a second tab. And I'm going to go back to the main website to show you that many of the magazines are curated on their homepage based on a particular theme. Here we have magazines based on a certain studio. They have magazines just for the silent era, yearbook collections, great for finding information about directors, actors, and producers. Global Cinema Collection, although it helps if you understand a different language to use this collection. So I'm going to go back to the Lantern search page, and they start you off with sort of cover pages of the various magazines they include: Radio Digest, Radio Age, New Movie, Movie Classic. One thing that has not changed in a century is that people are still obsessed with movie stars, and there's always been an audience who wants to know more about the motion pictures, the latest radio or television programs. So we will do a simple search. Now, one of the best things about a digital collection like this, making these magazines available, is as preservationists, archivists, librarians, or researchers, you can more easily have access to text, movie reviews about a film or television program that's no longer available, or you can get more primary materials, more original insight into what audiences thought about a particular film at a particular time. So I'm going to do two quick examples with the remaining 1 minute and a half that I have. This is 2016. This year is the 70th anniversary of the popular classic It's a Wonderful Life. So I'm going to search for that movie, and I'm trying to narrow down the search results by putting in the last names of the leading lady and the leading actor. So I'll put this in. As you can see, I have several search results with the movie title, the actor and actress's names. I'm using wireless, so I think that if I wasn't using wireless, some of the thumbnails would operate. But my first results are for the Independent Exhibitors Film Bulletin. So this is a magazine that would have gone to movie theater owners. So it gives you an idea of maybe the type of theaters who would have booked this film when it first premiered. And I can do 10, 20, or 100 results per page. I can search from the oldest to the newest, because if I search for newer documents, I can look up the history of this film on television. So that gives you sort of an introduction to this wonderful digital collection. I can also narrow my search results by the type, of magazine it is, the type of document it is, languages. Occasionally, you may actually find a document or magazine from India or France in this collection. Once again, those curated themes, fan magazines, early cinema, broadcasting, Hollywood studio system. So it's possible for you to spend hours and hours, if you're like me, a big fan of classic radio and television, and you can find covers, movie posters, first-hand interviews from the past. So if there are any questions about using the Media History Digital Library, please contact me anytime. And also, next time, I'll introduce you to another fine resource, American Radio History, which will which you can use to search through millions of yearbooks and magazines related to radio and television broadcast history. So until next time, have a great night, and I will see and hear each of you next week. Thank you.